What is that like coming from Thunder Bay and being a band from Thunder Bay?
It's very strange because we're so far away from Southern Ontario that but it's still Ontario, right? Like, we're still from the same province, but people can't really fathom that it's that far away. So
most people just think we're from North Bay. Tell
That's
them, we're
also
from
true.
Thunder Bay, and they're like, what is that? 5-hour drive?
no,
Add 12 hours to that? But we got so used to it. We drove back and forth. Well, for the last 5 years, we've been trying with this band, and
we've got a pretty good,
we've been doing pretty good.
yeah, we got a good system worked out. Usually we'll stop in Sault Ste. Marie.
Well, you don't do any of the driving anyway.
Neither do you, so don't
Yeah.
kid yourself.
Yes, Kevin and Jay do all the
of it.
driving. They're good guys, good boys.
Yeah, but no, Thunder Bay is a great place to live, and it's where we grew up playing music, and we grew up and helped develop a scene that supported us when we were kids, and it's kind of been really paying off lately. Our hometown shows keep getting bigger and bigger than ever, and
Well, yeah, lots of people suggest we move to Toronto, right? Like, come to the city. It's where all the opportunity is, but it's also where you can't afford to eat. And if you're not going to be like in it all, what do you like? I don't want to commute every time I want to come to the city, and we can't afford it. So
and I mean, we do love it down here, and we love coming down here, but it's also it's kind of strange because there's a lot of noise. There's a lot of noise, and there's a lot of bands, and there's a lot of, being 4 white guys in an indie rock band from Toronto is kind of the norm, right? But we have this, we're 4 white guys in an indie rock band from Thunder Bay, and it's a little different. Not much, but a little different. So that's
yeah. Well, at home we're the bigger fish. It's 110,000 people live there, and like we can sell out our
places like
mid-sized venue.
700 people.
And here, there's a band at every corner. So Thunder
Right.
Bay is a huge, just a great launch pad for us. We can do a show, like 1 or 2 a year, and it funds us for
half a year.
half a year.
And like,
right?
not to mention like the local businesses that we made partnerships with. Like, we've got our own beer. We have our own gelato flavor, our own hot sauce.
Yeah, we're gonna be Kiss.
But,
That's what we want.
so, I don't know. It's just, but all those partnerships that we probably wouldn't get, or would be harder to get in a metropolitan area. It's one of the reasons why we live there, because they're all these Thunder Bay exports, and we're trying to align ourselves as another one of those and keep spreading the good word about our city.
What's the gelato flavor?
Peanut butter cookie raspberry jam cheesecake gelato. I didn't fumble that up. And it's basically the nickname is the tour sandwich, because every time we leave for tour, our mom will send us off with a big bag full of peanut butter and raspberry jam sandwiches, and so that it basically lasts us 2 days, the first 2 days of the drive. And when they approached us about doing it, they said, "Well, the flavor is yours. Choose it." Well, what are we gonna do? What are you sweating?
So much
booze?
pressure.
Like,
Yes.
But then we kind of brainstormed that, and Jay suggested the idea of peanut butter, a peanut butter flavor, and then it kind of clicked about doing the peanut butter and jam sandwich. So that's the flavor, and it's insane. It's so good. No idea.
Mention the hot sauce. Yeah.
Local company in Thunder Bay called Heartbeat Hot Sauce. They were on Hot Ones a couple seasons ago. They're on the new season of Hot Ones with a different flavor. But so they basically make this unbelievable red habanero hot sauce, and it's their kind of mainstay. So what they do for certain artists, and so far they've done us and Cancer Bats, have gotten their own label where they invert the colors of their label, and they give the design to the artist, and that way we have another merch item to sell that nobody else will have.
And it sells itself. It's so good. It's like ketchup for adults. You can put it on anything. Like pizza is the mainstay.
Yeah.
I do pizza and eggs.
Yeah,
like
those are the
eggs
two
every
big
morning.
ones.
Oh, it's the best hot sauce ever.
Yeah.
Little plug.
Yeah, can't you guys just you wait, boys. Just wait.
Tell us about that. How did that feel?
It was a really cool experience. So it started off, you just submit for the thing and people vote, right? It's like a fan vote, in which we're not huge on fan votes. I don't know if anyone who really is, but we ended up getting the most votes of any of the bands in the contest. So we secured our spot in the top 5 that way.
And it was crazy because we were watching it, and there was a band ahead of us the whole thing, and then literally in the 11th hour, right, it closed at midnight, and at 11 o'clock we took the lead. So then it was just a last minute scramble for votes to keep it, and we did. And then, so we got to go play the Phoenix.
Yeah, that's an example of our community kind of rallying behind us, because we told everyone we knew, and they kind of just spread like, oh, they're in this big Toronto radio contest.
Because I remember we were at the bar. We were in the bar that we work at when it happened, just hanging out, and then like the whole bar was just scrambling and getting on their phones and voting, and it was great. Just
That's awesome.
yeah, Thunder Bay's got that really sense of, community and that pride that they really want to help push things along. So
Fast forward to the finale. There's a big show, and we got to come, and there's like 500 people or so at the show, and it was essentially a battle of the bands. But at the time, we didn't have any radio-ready music. It was all kind of self-produced, self-recorded. You know how it is.
we had a really good live show.
Yeah, and our live show is like our ticket. But at the end of the day, it was a radio contest. And if you don't have radio-ready music, you're not going to win. But we played, and afterwards, we felt like we had won. So, because the show went so well, and
It was really cool, and they didn't announce the winner that night. They were obviously going to announce it on the radio. So we had to wait. It was a Saturday night, and we drove home all the way back to Thunder Bay. And on the Monday morning, everybody's girlfriends and all our parents all came to our house. So like all the 5 guys in the band at the time, there must have been like 30 people at our house waiting around the radio, or I think we had to put it through the TV because we don't get the signal up there, but to listen. And they're like, yeah, so we're calling the winner. And I'm just staring at my phone, and it didn't ring.
it just was like, oh.
Yeah, but it was a great experience, and it was a really cool thing, and it kind of gave us that confidence that we needed, that we can still be from Thunder Bay and still kind of play with the big dogs down here and make it work. So,
What is your favorite song to perform live?
I always jump to our tune called Lonely Bones, for reasons being it has a really exciting bridge. It's a double guitar solo that kind of like
pretty sick.
comes back down into like a nasty tension building build up. Yeah, lots of feedback, then just like a hard cut. Band jumps back in for the second round of the solo, and people always lose it. So it's a fun song. The chorus is really boppy. The verse has a different kind of bass groove than I would normally write. So it's just really fun to play,
I'd say on this tour especially, we have this song called When Her and I Began, and we've never really been able to capture the studio thing. It's a different key than we're used to. It's kind of got a faster tempo with a tempo change in the chorus, and for some reason we were just never able to find a spot in the set. But I had this idea that we could open with it maybe and see how it works. And then Jay, our drummer, has been planning out all his sets. And when I told him that, he goes, "Oh, that's really funny because that's where I have it." And so we had this intro. And so on this tour, I'd say that's probably one of my favorite things to play.
Yeah, it's underplayed. We never play it. It's probably our heaviest song.
And
that
it's got
we've
this
written,
big soaring chorus. So like being able to open with it, then that way you really get the full effect where there's not a whole lot of strain. Like we'd probably try to put it in a 3/4 spot.
But sidebar, Helter. We recorded a cover of Helter Skelter, and we put that on Spotify, and we loved it. Like recording it was super fun, super easy. We just kind of took the version of Helter Skelter that people kind of keep in their minds when they think of the song. 'Cause sometimes you go back and listen to a song, it's not really how you remembered it. Like when we go back and listen to the Beatles version, it's very lo-fi, and it's not as big as I remembered it.
Especially when you listen to the original version, like I'm pretty sure all the drums are just in the left side or the right side, or they're all just in one side, so you don't really get that full thing, but
So we just juiced it up.
Yeah.
Like just cranked everything, and whenever we play it live, people are always losing it and going crazy.
yeah,
so.
and like the production behind that tune is really cool, and with everything that we did,
Yeah.
how we built up the background vocals,
Yeah,
pretty
we
much
tried
the same
to
way, and
do all the backing vocals the same way the Beatles did their backing vocals, and it was just a really fun experience.
and
So.
even the guitar sounds too, because all George Harrison used to do was just plug straight into a microphone preamp for like all his distortion stuff, and just crank it all the way up. So it's just preamp. There's no like amp
Yeah,
on,
that's what
on
we
the
did.
rhythm guitar
Yeah.
parts. It's just a preamp distorting, and it just crushes. And then so it really translates really well live. So that's probably
Yeah.
that doesn't quite count, but it
is a cover, but
yeah. But we made it us.
we have an official version of it. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's yours.
in a sense.
yeah.
You guys also like doing Johnny Cash covers. I remember
Yeah.
that from the show.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, for
Yeah.
a spell. We don't have any Cash covers in this set, unfortunately.
But Folsom Prison Blues is a mainstay.
Way
for
back
us.
when we like right after our first album we did together, we recorded a Cash EP, and it was just 4 Cash tunes that we all thought would be great. And honestly, none of us, we weren't even huge Cash fans.
But there was just something about those songs.
Yeah, the songs just really worked, and we did Folsom Prison Blues first. And someone was like, "You guys should try to do like Ring of Fire, or you should try this." And we like Ring of Fire could not work. There's no way we could work like
Or Walk the
it's-
Line.
it Walk
Like,
the
there was
Line.
a
It's
few that
just
we
too
just
hokey.
couldn't make work.
But we did Jackson, so we found an amazing
A friend of ours, Maddie Loroff, she
Yeah.
sang on that.
We did that
That
seems
was
a
really
duet,
cool.
so we'd have that going, and then there was God's Gonna Cut You Down, which is super heavy, and
Yeah.
then Hurt, which is
Yeah.
also not really a Cash song, but he kind of took it. Yeah. So
Yeah, even Trent Reznor says that, it belongs to him now. So,
yeah, it's like he stole his girlfriend or something.
Yeah, no, but so that was a mainstay, and then as kind of time evolved, that's sort of the idea of what we did with Helter Skelter, and so we always try to have one of those covers, throughout the era of this band that we can play, that is kind of we've done on our own.
So you guys mentioned that your radio ready sound is now radio ready. How is your live sound different from that?
More mistakes.
Yeah, that's fair. The thing is that the record, there's not a whole lot of tricks on our last record. It was pretty much just, guitars, bass, drums, keys, and vocals, and even the new songs. We just try to be us. I think the trick now is making sure that those mixes sound the best that they can live, and that the balances are all right for us. And
But also our live show is a little chaotic.
it's got a lot more it's got a lot more energy to it. Like that's the one thing we've always struggled with. It's trying to capture our live energy on a record, and I think our producer Derek Hoffman did a really great job at doing that on the last record and on our new single Fine.
But people still say we're better live. So
Yeah.
I don't know what to do
It's
at
like
this point.
It's like, yeah, you could spend $1 million on this song, and people are still gonna say that we're better live. So we might as well go.
You might as well come to a show and see it yourself.
Well, we'll cut a live record one day, but it still won't be the same thing.
Yeah.
Maybe we already have.
Maybe we have cut a live record.
Who knows?
Maybe it's live at the Horseshoe. I don't know.
It may be.
Maybe it is.
Maybe it isn't.
Maybe it's not. Anyway.
Describe your perfect first date. Normally we ask people if you saw that in Toronto, but it seems you guys are from.
No, we can do it here.
Our perfect first date? We're brothers, though, so that's...
Your idea of a perfect first date.
Sick response.
I've only been on dates with my girlfriend, and I've only had one girlfriend in my life.
So if you were to take Haley out here, where would you go?
Out here, I don't know.
Just
A brewery, Blood Brothers. I would take her out tasting some beers, and maybe take her dancing. I don't know. I'm not very romantic. You've dated way more than I have. Why am I? Just go. Give your perfect date.
yeah.
A good night kiss at the end. She walks me to my door. Yeah.
She tucks you in.
Tucks me in, make sure I'm safe. That's at the, I don't know. That's after the date, though.
Yeah, that's wishful thinking.
I went to George's Diner today, and that's where they shot a bunch of scenes from The F Word with Daniel Radcliffe. Maybe just copy everything from that movie, and that would be what I would do. Go to George's Diner. I don't know.
Like,
it's not.
D's nachos are always pretty great. That's always a pretty good place to start.
What about in Thunder Bay?
Oh, in Thunder Bay, it's easy. That's an easy question. You go for dinner at the Sauve.
That's where we work.
And then you go get dessert at Prime Gelato.
Boom.
And then you go walk around the waterfront.
Beautiful.
And then you go catch a movie at the Cineplex Theater in Thunder Bay.
A movie that's your favorite date? I would go do like archery or something.
We don't have...
Lakehead Archery Range.
You could go axe throwing.
We have axe
We
throwing.
do have axe throwing. I was
trying.
trying to just make a plug at the fact that you still kind of work at a movie theater.
Like, I'm just trying to berate you in this interview. Be like, look at this guy. He's got a shitty job.
We all still have shitty jobs back home. My job's not shitty. I work at a cool bar called The Soft, where I would take my perfect date for dinner.
To your own work.
I guess yeah. This is defeating.
The Honest Heart Collective. You can't even...
Yeah, I can't figure it out.
Yeah. At this point, yeah, our lives are so wrapped up in music.
When was the last time you took Haley on a date?
We just went out to see a movie.
Yeah,
we went to see It Too, but...
See, you went to a movie.
Yeah. We did, yeah.
Your date work.
No, it was in Guelph.
Yeah, she's in Guelph.
She's going to vet school in Guelph.
We're doing the long distance.
Oh, yeah, hit me. Let's do it.
The man.
Yeah.
Refill.
Pilsner ish. Let's go.
What is the last song you listened to?
It was Matchbox 20. I was listening to Thrice. Death from Above by Thrice. But before that, I was listening to Matchbox 20.
Okay, I'm going to tell you exactly what
definitely.
mine is. Because mine was, I was going over lyrics, so mine was Fine by the Honest Heart Collective.
I need that half a cent.
I needed to make sure that I was getting the chorus part right.
Yeah, half cent stream. Yeah.
Yeah, mine was Fine by the Honest Heart Collective. I can't. I knew that's exactly what it was going to be as soon as
You're like, oh no, not this.
That's your best dad joke.
I remember one time he said, "Hey Ryan, do you know that condoms have serial numbers?" And I went, "No." And he goes, "You got to roll them all the way down for that."
That's pretty good.